Woohoo! We're back. Springfield Extravaganza. Sort of like Christmas because you don't know what you're gonna find. Just as far as the eye can see is stuff and people. Beautiful day for the Springfield Extravaganza. Stopping for a lemonade and then we'll be going inside. So here's a tip when you come to this crazy place during the extravaganza. Make sure you remember where you park your car, because by the afternoon, I guarantee you, there will be people walking around here that have absolutely no idea where their vehicles are located. It's sort of like coming out of Cedar Point or Disney World, only this place doesn't have characters on the various poles here and there. So you kind of use landmarks like the water towers over there and coming up here, the red building. Another quick tip if you're coming to a place like this is it may be cool when you get out of your vehicle, but when you're walking around and if the weather is like it is today, it will quickly get warm. So I walked back to the truck so that I could drop off several of the items I had in my bag, which I'll share with you later. But you definitely want to make sure that you dress for the temperature of the day and then take even a little bit more off, because even though I'm wearing a thin long sleeve shirt, a t-shirt today would have been great, because there's something about the adrenaline of walking a show like this, finding the things that you might find. And I found a couple of wonderful pieces today, so I will share those with you at the end here, but I'm headed back in and I will record some of the best of the Prim booths, or at least the ones that I can find here close. Stick with me. Some pretty stoneware pieces.
Did you give me carrying the table?
I don't think so. Did you want me to?
No, that's
okay. One of the other things you may notice at a show like this is that a lot of the dealers do not have price tags on things. Now, sometimes they do, some of them do, but it's probably about 50-50. And so usually whatever their first response is for what their offer amount is, it's almost expected to counter that amount. It's just part of, it is just part of the feeling or vibe or whatever of the show, that there is some haggling going on. Now, you might, if they say 20 and you say 10, they may come back with 25, but it's all in good fun. And it's just part of the scene. Cute. These old vintage fence gates are quite collectible now. Lots of old blocks. Piano or organ bench. Lots of zinc lids. Sometimes those are hard to find, so I know this is something that my sister-in-law was looking for, a long shelf. There's a nice farmhouse screen door, and then over here lots of plants. Nice early little bench. And those look like golf balls or golf ball baskets from a driving range. Cute. Cute bench. But yes, no price. Prices on some things. Oh, well, that's... Not sure what the purpose of that would be. These are fun. They are metal plow parts. They are nice to use in the garden along the edge of a garden bed, kind of as a border. So this is definitely one of those things where the goodies are, if you're looking for primitives, they're tucked in here and there. If you're looking for vintage or glass, there's certainly quite a lot of that as well. But the primitives are here also. And some of them are available at quite a find, because, you know, sometimes the people who are selling them or that have them in their booth, it's not something that's their specialty. And I think you'll see what I'm talking about when I show you what I was able to get. My first purchase of the day here, so. Lots of shutters, nice early green paint. That's cool. Excuse me. This is an interesting booth over there, and he's quite a character, but actually a lot of that stuff appears to be imported from Eastern Europe. He's not going to tell you that, but it is. It's a good look if that's what you're going for. And sometimes for the price, it's a good idea for a short period of time, but a real antique dealer is going to be able to tell the difference. And sometimes you can tell because of the sheer volume of what he's got there. Boxes and boxes and boxes of the same thing, multiples of the same thing that really would be a one-off.
Yeah, and so this
Cute. Butter churn.
Yeah, I just built a car. It's a full-size car.
Did you really?
Crocs. There's been lots of Pyrex here today. If that is what you're into. I'm just tickled because what I found was what I was looking for right off the bat. So if I don't find another thing, I'm okay with that. It's a nice apple green pie safe. Brown applesauce crock. It's a Creole. It's a coffee grinder.
I have that, unfortunately.
Some neat old nice apothecary cabinet there.
Okay. Yeah, so our new sleeping arrangements.
You just never know what you're gonna see. Never know what you're gonna hear. Nice little single wash tub. 120. Some nice wagon wheels.
Broke the ice.
Broke the ice. Now we're ready to spin.
Now we're ready to spin.
Yeah.
It's always a good idea to bring some kind of a upright cart like that, but I can tell you the wagons are, if you don't have a wagon, the wagons are kind of annoying. You're looking up and looking across, and the next thing you know, you're getting whacked with a wagon. But that's all part of the...
Yeah? You want to go with us? Can you get a wind sail?
Some blow molds.
I'm gonna go on down.
Some outdoor garden pieces. Like those folding chairs, those are nice. Some yellowware bowls. 28 and 30. Very large, extra large salt slaw cutter. It's a neat garden bench. Boy, I can absolutely feel the sun today. I'm going to be feeling it tomorrow for sure. So maybe it's time to head inside one of the buildings and get in out of the shade, or out of the sun rather, into the shade. Or, well, let's maybe hit the vintage area first. So this show always has an area closer to the center. It's just loaded with vendors who really do the vintage stuff well. Let's see what we see over here. It's a nice old here's a buggy for $585, or best offer, or a canoe.
I thought that they wanted. Right.
Spool cabinet. I think I just spotted a couple of neat garden chairs over here. Let's go take a look. Yes, right here.
Nice four-door place.
These are really cute. Let's see. $60 a piece. These are cute. This is a really nicely done booth here. That's concrete or metal. $19. He's really sweet. They've got topiaries. Oh. Yeah, I think there's something here that might have to come home with me. Check out the bunny.
If you are the owner of a white GMC for rent
I wonder if they've got one bigger than that.
from Fairfield County, Ohio,
Bigger than that would be perfect.
license number HS Henry.
So here are the vintage booths. And these are really, really well done with the combinations of the new and the old, the plants. Cute. Just so really beautifully staged. They do know what they're doing. They definitely have a marketing eye for putting everything together. There's some music out here, so I'm gonna have to be able to talk over that. Oh, look at these white petticoat and gowns, just beautiful. I do have a couple pieces at home right now. $25 for the petticoat. These are split drawers. That's $20. Really sweet. I have a set, and I want to do a video on how best to clean those pieces. So we'll have to do a video with that, with the before and the after. Really, really pretty pieces. So if you do come to the tents are held with these pins, so you definitely want to be careful when you're walking that you do not hit those with your feet, because I have seen somebody hit it, fall, and hurt themselves badly. So just another tip to watch your feet. So I was just standing over there looking at one and trying to decide if it was new or old, and I look over here to this, and there's tons of them. Again, this is the kind of thing to be mindful of. You know, if you see one in a booth and it's rusty and old, it kind of looks like it's an old one, and it might just be. But it also might be one that's mass produced. So
what do you do?
be mindful. The best thing to do is know who you're buying from, or buy for a really good price. If you get it for a really good price and you're not expecting it necessarily to 100% be an antique, well, then it really doesn't matter if it is or it isn't because you love it. So that's what I always say, is if you love it, buy it. That's the most important thing. But if you're buying it for an investment and you know you're paying top dollar,
What can I say? And
then in
yeah,
those
go ahead.
instances you want to make sure that you are buying it from a reputable dealer that you know or know their reputation. Okay. It's getting really hot out there, so I'm going to come inside, get in the shade. Big mixture of things here. Antiques, jewelry, crafts. Eggs. Some large burger baskets. Hello, girl. Okay.
What does that mean? Does that mean where you walked in?
I think I still have it.
Tasha Tudor. It's one of those things where you just never know what you might find. Whole basket of clothespins down here. $6.50 for a whole basket full. Let's see. Some old bowls right there. Let's go look. There were some butter paddles there. Let's go take a look.
Well, we got one right there.
There is another building over here somewhere that is also filled with antiques.
Just quiet. Quiet. Yes, I'm going down. I'm going down. Thank you.
Lots of pottery, dishes, glassware. Let's see, is it over here? Cute. That's a reproduction, but it's cute for the candles. This is a dealer that's got some really cute things here. That's the one I'm thinking of. Maybe she doesn't have any today. There's one that's here that puts really interesting scenes inside of clock cases. There's a Hoosier cupboard bin.
And that was even
Yeah, very sweet.
I wouldn't be able to stand.
Okay, this might be the room. Or this one is connected to the other room. This one might be. I am here with my parents, but it's just impossible to kind of stay together with other people if you're looking at things. So it's really best in some instances to just separate and then decide on a meeting place every couple of hours. Get together, see what you found. There's a dragonfly with the box for $3.25. And there is another building. There's some books and dolls. There are several buildings outside still. There's the sheep barn and the goat barn, and this is a booth that has some early pieces mixed in with the rest sometimes. Okay. Nope, this one is the craft building.
Yeah.
This is another one of the booths that's in the vintage area. It's kind of a mixture of things. Oh, look at those. Nice drawers. I'm doing a project, if that's what you're looking for. Lots of nice drawers. Some bigger pieces of furniture. Some early sleds over there. Lots of terracotta pots. Lots broken, but they are so fragile usually, it's hard to keep those. Very hard to keep those in one piece. It's a hanging scale. Oh, look at all the purple bottles. Those look like they've been dug. More purple bottles. Scales. Some interesting canted boxes. Which direction do you go? $265 for that cubby there. That's pretty cool. And here is a moose head. Well, I'm curious. I'm sure I'll never have one in my booth, but $1,200 for the moose head. Some more early chippy pieces, and then some clothing here. Oh, see some linen, which I love. Oh, cute. Really cute. Made in Italy.
I'm sure they're around. But there can't be.
Love that. Okay, well, I wanted to share with you the things that I bought at the Springfield Extravaganza. And most of these items, I don't know, I still have to think about it, but definitely a couple of these items I bought for me, for my own personal collection. The very first item right here, well, let's start with the very first item that broke the ice. And that was this beautiful, what looks to me to be a peasware that is wooden, probably a sugar container at one point. In purchasing that today, I have started doing a little bit more research on peasware. If somebody looks at that and says, "Oh, you silly girl, that is not what that is," please comment below. But I do believe it to be peasware. And Pease family, Pease, lived in this area of Ohio, and they turned these beautiful bowls and these beautiful pieces of what really are almost like magnificent pieces of art. Now, as I started out my day at the Springfield Extravaganza, I found this little beauty, and it would have come with a lid. There is a lid out there maybe somewhere. Perhaps it broke, although I find that hard to believe. But I would say somewhere out there is a lid for this amazing little piece. I paid, I'm almost afraid to say it, I paid $30 for that yesterday. So, yeah, those are probably $300, $400, $500 with the lid. Without the lid, it's still more than $30. So I'm really tickled with that. So wonderful crow. He's made out of paper mache. It looks like he's got the glass eyes, and both of his eyes are there. And he is just in incredible condition for that age for him. So I'm really tickled with that. And then this is a shaker comb. And I've really started learning more about those kind of pieces and the shaker items. So my camera cut out there for a minute, but I did buy this actually from the show promoter, Mr. Jenkins, John Jenkins, I believe, who has run the Springfield show for many, many years. And again, it's one of those things where when you're buying something that's a little bit unusual, that you expect it to be what they say it is, it's really a good idea to buy it from somebody who is very well respected. You're not buying, this wasn't a $30 piece. It was an expensive piece, and because of the history and because of it having the history of coming from the Shakers, again, it's one of those things that in that case you want to rely on the expertise of the person that you're buying it from. So, and then the final item was a nice little rolling pin, a solid piece. The handles don't turn on that. It is it looks to be one piece of wood, and I believe that may be tiger maple. So those were my finds. It wasn't necessarily a lot of things. Like I said in the video, it was about 80 degrees. It is very, very dry, or was very dry here in Ohio. A lot of dust. Really the first show like that we've done again in a year or so. And if you're thinking that I seem to be going too fast, I was taking you along as a buyer would be buying. You don't look at things quite the same way. You sort of scan a booth from the outside. That's 100% why I missed that little hat. If it's an antique show and it's much smaller than that, of course, then you go booth by booth and you go slow. But when it's a lot of things, when it's tube socks right next to early primitive antiques, you really kind of have to scan and pick and choose what booths that you look closer in. and you hope that something catches your eye. Unfortunately, that little hat box did not catch my eye until I was watching back on the video afterwards. So maybe if one of you are still at the show, or if perhaps you did go to the show and you saw it and bought it, I would love to hear from you in the comments. I'm really curious how much they were asking for that miniature hat box. So I hope you. So that's it for today. I really hope you're enjoying our videos. I hope you'll comment below. If you were at the Springfield Extravaganza over this last weekend, please consider subscribing, and the very best thing you can do for our channel is to share it on your social media pages. That really gets our page out in front of more people as well who love this primitive style of decorating. So take care, everybody, and we will see you in the next one. That one is all ready to go as well. A wonderful primitive shop that I had not been in before. I am happy to share that one with you as well, coming up very soon. Keep watching. See you in the next one.